when there's a storm brewing, you sit at home, you gather everybody around the fire, and you just
Wait
get
it out.
strong.
Get
And
strong.
then later on, when the storm is over, you go
Yeah.
out and you work. So lean periods are like that. You just keep making your stock. Don't think everything will go. If you've started, if God has given you the blessing of starting a business, believe me, if you're at it, it'll become a success. That's my personal opinion.
Welcome to Behind the Threads, the show where we sit down with creative minds behind small businesses that are doing big things. I'm Vimanyu, and today we're unraveling a truly unique story, one thread at a time. With me is Alka Mehrotra, founder of Arzohi, known for their handmade towels, crochets, and even woven shoes. Welcome to the podcast, Alka.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Absolutely fine.
Yeah, just to set the context for the viewers, we have actually shot a commercial a few weeks back with Alka Auntie, and that went great. Like we got into a lot of depth with her brand, her passion, and all of her products. And there was not enough time to cover all of it. And today, that's all we are here for, to discover Auntie's passion and what her brand is all about, and what made her do it, and everything that we need to know about Arzohi. Yes, can you talk something about yourself? Who are you?
My name is Alka Mehrotra. I live in Bangalore, and I have my son, my husband, and my father staying with me. So the house full of men, just me there. It's fun, and I enjoy it very much. Uh, I just started working with my towels long back, and I decided that right now I like my son's all grown up, and I have a lot of time on my hands, so I wanted to do something. I just didn't want to just while away time, and I'm at a point where I do have time, and I want to enjoy my life and feel the satisfaction of having achieved something. So I decided that I'll start with my brand called Arzohi. I've been doing this work for a good 31 years, but now I decided to monetize it and spread my work far and wide wherever I can. So that's how I started.
Oh, that's
And
very cool to hear.
yeah,
And what's something about you? Is there something that is there? Do you have a favorite food, or do you have a favorite TV show, or something that talks about you?
actually, I don't watch TV, but I do see a lot of podcasts. I love watching about aliens and dinosaurs. And
Oh, interesting.
then I love international news, especially the Palki Sharma show.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, that's a little over the top, but I
Yeah.
enjoy that.
There's a bit of drama in the
Yes,
daily
yes.
life.
Life
Yeah.
has to have a little drama because otherwise my
It's,
life is quite flat, no drama.
it gets monotonous or boring.
Not really, but
Okay.
that kind of drama is not there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is very interesting. But yeah, my favorite is dinosaurs, and I can sit and watch videos on dinosaurs or aliens.
Mm.
And my family teases me a lot about it, but that's the way it is.
Yes. Coming.
And
Yeah.
food wise, like I'm good with everything. I enjoy food, all kinds of food, as long as it's not chili hot.
Oh, I must say, your food is one of the best foods, home foods that I've had. Every time I come here, I try not to eat food because I'm trying to lose weight, as you can see. But it's
Thanks.
yours is one of the only places where I cannot resist.
Thanks a
And
lot. That's a lovely compliment to
yeah,
get.
great cook. I mean, great home food. Like you really feel like you're part of the home, and then it doesn't feel like you're in somebody else's house. So
Thanks so much.
and that makes me come back to your brand. So is that something that you're looking for in your brand, like to make people feel at home, or the approach behind?
Yeah, so the name by itself, Arzohi, means Arzu. All of us understand, Arzu is small wishes. So my brand is Arzohi, like small wishes growing big. So that is what my brand is also. It's two hands like this and lots of small, small wishes flying all over, and things you want to achieve and things that you want to have.
Okay.
And the products that I want to give out to people is something that is useful, and when people use it, it's joyful, and they come back and say, okay, we enjoyed using this product. And I want my products to be for a family. It's some like families should enjoy the stuff that I'm making, so it's like that.
And I've seen the logo. It has the hands, yeah, which
Yeah.
you said like growing small wishes to big. And there's a tree in that. Is there something significant about the tree?
So it's basically two hands, and it's like leaves of a tree. Like how a tree slowly grows from a sapling, it grows big. So my hope is that my products from small market grow to a big market, and they go to a lot of people, especially a lot of kids who enjoy using my products. So that is the thing. So every leaf becomes a wish of
Wish.
somebody using my stuff.
Oh, it's kind of like the tree in Avatar.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
I hadn't
huge.
thought of that.
Yeah, it sounds like that. Like you put all the energy and the life into it,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
it
and
grows
then it
big.
grows big. Yeah,
Ava
yeah,
has
yeah,
its own life. Arzohi has its own life
yeah. Yeah.
into its products.
I hadn't connected that, but yeah, I hope something like that.
Yeah, because that scene came to my mind. Like all the people
Yeah,
doing
all
their
of them are attached to the tree, and that
attached to
was a
the tree.
beautiful scene.
Yeah, that was
That
really.
movie was awesome.
Yes, and with the business itself, when was the seed idea? Like you have been doing this, I think you mentioned more than for 31 years,
Yeah, yeah.
and the
So
idea when to start it, or what was the
how
approach?
how it grew up was, I'm from the north, and when the baby is coming in the family, we make a lot of stuff at home for the children. And my brother's wife was pregnant, and my mom had some issues, and she couldn't do any stitching or making anything at home. So she told me, why don't you make something?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to make something run of the mill. You can pick up everything from the market.
Mm.
And this is good 31 years back, and of course a lot of things were not available also. So I said, why not make something that is useful, and whichever baby comes, we didn't know whether it was a girl or a boy.
Mm-hmm.
So we said, whichever baby comes should be able to enjoy it, and feel that, okay, my aunt has made it for me specially. So I started making little quilts, baby quilts I made for our little one,
Mm-hmm.
and 4 5 quilts I'd made, and then I'd made lots of different kinds of towels with animal figures and things like that. And when she grew to be about 8 9 months, I remember she would tug at the tails of the animals,
Mm-hmm.
and she would squeal and laugh and try and eat them. You know how
Yeah.
little babies do. So that was beautiful. It made me feel very fulfilled. And then later on, what happened was, I got married. I had my own little one, and I realized that we are young couple, middle class, have very tight budgets. We just put in money for our first house. So our budgets were really tight,
Mm.
and I would see so much of lovely stuff, and I knew that I wanted everything for my son, but I couldn't afford it. My budgets wouldn't allow it. And then I looked around, and I really looked at, what all could I have for my little one. I realized there was almost nothing within a middle class couple, new couples, people who are starting family within their budgets. So I said, why not start making something? So of course, when I made towels for my niece, I ultimately had a niece, and I made
Mm-hmm.
towels for her. And then when my son came along, I made lots. And then a lot of people started asking me, why don't you make for our kid? My neighbors,
Mm.
my friends. And then every time I would go for a baby shower or a new baby being born, I would give either
Gifts.
quilts, or yeah, I gave a lot of quilts and towels as gifts. And then a lot of people said, okay, the first one you gave, now we have a second one we want. How do we get it?
Get it? Okay.
So I started making that, and I was in Bangalore at that time. And whatever towels I would make, I would buy 10 towels. I would go to the wholesale chickpet market, buy
Mm-hmm.
10 towels at a time,
Okay.
and bring them. And then I would stitch them. I'd buy cloth and whatever I needed. And every time my 10 towels were done, I would just tell my friends, okay, I have 10 towels ready. And within a week, everything would go, because
Mm.
I had a little one, I couldn't make too many.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with a little baby, you have a time constraint.
Yeah.
So that's how I started, and they would just go. Like so many, I still have people who remember me as Towel Auntie.
For the
They,
your first few customers in the
yeah, yeah,
initial
yeah. And
stages.
these are people who are like grown up men
Mm.
having now young families of their own, and they still call me Towel Auntie.
Yeah, so it's like a product
So,
for all ages,
yeah.
regardless of yeah.
And then I realized it's not just kids, even the grown-up people. A lot of us at that time when we grew up in the 80s and the 90s, there were a lot of things that are not available there, which were available now. There's
Hmm.
access to so much more today. And I realized a lot of men and women wanted for themselves also, because this became something like something different. It wasn't being marketed. It wasn't available in the market openly. Not openly, it wasn't available. I mean,
Hmm.
that time we didn't have the net and everything, of course, and just word of mouth. So I started making for the older people also, and you'll be surprised, the older people liked having animal towels. somewhere it touched the kid in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a 64-year-old husband who uses a deer towel,
Oh,
and he's
okay.
like, "It's my deer." And my brother-in-law, who's 61, he's asked. I mean, I just sent him a towel on 2 years back for his birthday
Mm.
because he felt, So a lot of older people like to use it, and a lot of my people. I have a big clientele in their 40s,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean, a lot of youngsters won't relate to, but it's surprising. I have a lot of men and women, of course, but even men want towels like this,
Mm.
and they want animal towels, not just the names.
Yeah.
Or they'll want a rocket, or they'll want cricket,
Mm.
or whatever. So man playing cricket and things like that, and a lot of older people want it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like the quality of the product speaks for itself. So I believe there was hardly anything that you have to sell yourself. It was just,
Yeah, it went. Thankfully, I found somebody who has, touch wood,
Mhm.
good towels. Their towels are, they soak well,
Mhm.
and they don't bleed, and like an average towel would last you 4 years, so
Mhm.
people don't mind, picking up a
Picking up.
towel, and I do get a lot of repeat orders because of
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
And I do say that, if the towel quality is good, people are willing to
yeah.
pick up. So
It's not like people don't want to spend money, but if it has
yeah,
to be
yeah,
like
yeah. Today
the
everybody is conscious. I mean, everybody's always been conscious
yes,
about what you're buying or what you're picking up.
yeah.
It's, you just don't want to pick up trash.
Yeah, and in the
So
market, like what would differentiate like from the market? Because even the market has a lot of quality products. They possibly might get it from the same suppliers. Is it the same supplier, or do you have your own suppliers?
actually, I have my own supplier. This gentleman doesn't sell in India.
Hmm.
He sells only one outlet in all of India.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically an export company,
Hmm.
and once in a while, like when they have excess, they sell. So whenever it comes, I pick up a whole lot of it, like 200 big towels, 600, 700 face hand
And
towels,
towel.
40, 50 sets of face towels,
Hmm.
so that I always have stock. And like about every 4 5 months he makes excess, because I mean, there's me and they have some other people also who keep placing orders. So once in a while I get them. These are okay. A lot of top brands are not giving this quality for this price, let me put it
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
You're getting either a higher price and similar quality, or you're getting a lower price but the quality of towel
Hmm.
is less. They have lovely colors, but it's not just colors. You need good towels.
Hmm.
Something, if you wash it, if you use it, reuse it, it soaks.
It's oaks. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the main quality of a product, that
Yeah.
it works. So that's
And
better.
from start to finish, like generally you have different types, right? Like a hand towel, face towel, like a body towel. What's your general timeline, like from the time you get it from the supplier till the time it gets to the customer? Is there like a fixed timeline, or do you have like a
Uh,
approximate?
See, if I mean, normally I have the towels with me.
Hmm.
In case I order, then it takes about a week and a half. But if mostly I have towels at home with me, I mean, I keep a big stock. So I ask for at least 3 days.
Hmm.
Sometimes I ask for five also, depending on what they want.
Hmm.
But 3 days to 4 days, yes.
For
If they want a
one.
lot of work done, then it's like 5 days also. I ask, but not more than that, mostly.
And these are all hand stitched.
Yeah, they're all like, I make the patches myself,
Hmm.
especially the animal towels, and then I stitch them on the cloth. Either
Hmm.
I stitch it, or I have one or two friends, like, they're working with me,
Yeah.
so they do it for me.
And the patches, I've seen a lot of the towels have a lot of good patches, and some of them have colors. Do the colors bleed in the patches?
No, 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 no. I guarantee that they will not bleed.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is, please, I tell people, which is normal, you don't use any bleaches or anything like
Mm-hmm.
that. They're all 100% cotton and machine washable. So
Hmm.
that's not an issue at all.
With the quality of the towels,
Yeah, yeah,
with
I give a
the.
guarantee on the color. As long as no bleach is used, which is normal, people
Mhm.
don't put bleaches for colored products, but that is it.
Mm. Yeah, and I'm sure like there are a lot of mothers or like housewives at home who are also thinking of starting small businesses, or of something that they're passionate about. And what would be your like 2 cents or advice, like how to start, or what are the challenges that come, because you have a family, you have kids, you have family to deal with, you have to juggle between all of these, and in that midst you're trying to run the business. So What
Yeah.
was your challenges in the beginning, and how do you approach it?
Okay, my the way I thought it out, I would like to do something I love doing.
Mm.
I love making quilts,
Mhm.
especially kids' quilts, but I make for adults also. That is something I enjoy.
Mhm.
I enjoy embroidery, so I enjoy doing my towels, work on my towels. So I would advise anybody who's doing, wanting to do something, please only pick up something you enjoy doing.
Mm.
Do not pick up something that you don't enjoy or that's drudgery work, because you are not going to go far with it, and you're not going to give it your 100%. If you don't give it your 100%, it's 100% thing you will not succeed,
Mm.
because if you don't give your sweat and blood to something, it doesn't
It
succeed,
doesn't pan out as the way you want.
at all. So that is one thing, but yeah, there are challenges, and if you love it, then you find time.
Mm.
A lot of people say I don't have time, but I feel whatever you want to do, you always make up time.
It's a matter of priorities.
Yeah. I've had orders which are like, I want something 2 days from now, and they're bed sheets that are embroidered,
Mm.
and I've stayed up all nights to do it, because I know sometimes my karigar is not ready to do it. कि नहीं मैम हम इतना टाइम में नहीं कर सकते, so I sit and do it myself.
Mhm.
But the order must go. That's when my family gets a little zapped, like what are you doing, not good for your health. But that's few times and not often. But yeah, so the main challenge initially was sourcing.
Mhm.
I tried a lot of different products. A lot of them were not very good,
Mhm.
and some of them were very good, but they were not price wise right.
Right.
Because you do get very good brands, but they are really expensive. And an average, as I said, middle class Indian has a budget.
Mhm.
Even an aspirational thing is budgeted.
Mm.
So I wanted something in my budget. I wanted that towel should not either shrink or run color
Mhm.
or fade away too fast. I mean, you don't want to buy a product and you don't use it after 6 months. Something like a towel should, at least a hand towel should last you minimum of a year.
Mm.
And or if you are whatever product you choose, doesn't matter. I mean, this is my product, but whatever product you choose, please try different sources.
Mm.
That is a must. Try, experiment, find out, go into the main market, don't depend on other people.
Mhm.
Go personally, walk the markets, find out the wholesalers, try different wholesalers.
Mhm.
And this takes time.
Mm.
Actually,
It's a lot of
this is what
trial
takes
and
time.
error.
It's like when you are making a house, when you're putting the foundation, you give it the maximum, then
Maximum.
the entire house will come up very fast. But your foundation has to be very strong. So your products are your sourcing is your foundation.
Foundation and
So yeah, so all product sourcing, like for me, towels, then the cloth on which I make patches, the threads I use,
Mhm.
the packing I use,
Mm.
everything. If I have to send it outside the city, then whom am I using as a courier?
Mm.
Then, like, I do the weighted blankets. So what do I put in it? Where do I pick up my products from? What cloth do I? If it's too thin, they'll tear. If it's too thick, it'll be too heavy.
Mhm.
What do I put inside? I use seeds, or I use beads, or I use plastic pallets, or
Mm.
what do I use? Something that's safe. So
Yes.
you must know your product
So
very well. So
know your product. Yeah, it's like KYC for the product.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Know
You
your
should
product.
know immediately if you are touching something. Is it what I want? Is it the
Mhm.
quality that I want? Is it the quality I'm putting? Because when you are selling a product with your name on it,
Mm.
basically, you're putting your stamp on it. Your what shall I say?
Your name is your brand.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
brand, and then your word.
Mhm.
Okay, I can guarantee, okay, it's my towel, you don't mess with it, nothing will happen unless
Mhm.
somebody cuts down that animal. It will not come out on its own.
Mm.
So it's that, what do you say, आपका इज्जत की बात हो
Mm.
जाती है. It's your pride, it's your, you can say it's an ego also, but I think it's a pride that you need to take in your product. So your product has to be good, no shoddiness.
Yes. So
So yeah, so for
lot of
that you need a
lot of
lot of
research and
detailing.
development, trial and error,
Yeah,
sourcing, and all of this, like
yeah,
bootstrapping, like essential
yeah.
bootstrapping.
And then you must give it to a few friends to
Mm.
try it out. Try out your product with different people,
Test.
test it out.
Mm-hmm.
Give it for free if you need to,
Mm-hmm.
and just, or just charge the costing and give it to
The
people
cost
that
of
please
material,
try, use it, see how it is,
and
and then you decide whether
mm.
you want to market it or not. You make changes,
Yeah, and what was your first customer experience? Like your first happy customer or feedback, your first happy feedback that you got? What was that like?
Okay, this was somebody who wanted to give her again a young couple. They wanted to buy a quilt for their kid,
Mm-hmm.
and they were very tight budgeted,
Mm-hmm.
like really tight budgeted.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I went to the wholesale market, and we had that time polyfill was not easily available,
Mm-hmm.
and I needed polyfill, so I convinced some of my friends to buy a roll of 50 meters because that's how you get it, in the market. And with that, because it came in bulk, I was able to, I remember it was like really tight, and I gave it, and they were so thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
Even today, they tell me, their kid is now like he's earning,
Mm.
and they always tell me, that quilt, so many people asked. So that was it. Then there's another friend. She was a widow, and she had one son. She wanted a towel for her son. And I remember again, it was that time my towel was 300 bucks. So I
Mm-hmm.
used to buy the towel itself for 200 bucks. I
Mm.
would do the work on it and sell it for 300 bucks. She couldn't afford 300.
Including shipping.
No, no, no shipping at that time.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
वो तो मेरा, when I started, word of mouth used to go, so the
Haha.
need for shipping didn't arise.
Okay.
And so I gave it to her for 250 because I knew, financial challenges, a lady on her own bringing up a child. And would you believe it? She still has that towel. Her son is in America, doing extremely well. He ordered that identical towel again,
You
and we
see.
shipped it there. And I said, I was very touched. And I said, "What happened to the old towel?" So she said,
Mm-hmm.
"I'm using it in my car."
Oh.
I couldn't believe it. She sent me the photos for both.
Oh, that's really it. Really
Yeah,
creates those memories, like
yeah. I mean, I was
people.
shocked, very frankly.
Oh, I mean, that would have been a really good
Yeah,
welcome
yeah,
surprise.
yeah. Totally. 5 years back, I sent the second towel, and I was telling my son, I said, "You never value." Like kids in my house get so many towels, they never value it.
Value
The way
it.
this young boy valued it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's always there, it's like, oh, it's always there. You're not
Yeah, they
thinking
can take
about
as
it.
many, they can pick up whatever they want.
Hmm.
So none of them value it the way this child valued it.
Yeah, and then you were talking about this comes back to my point. Like you had multiple products. I remember you talking about your face towels, hand towels. You had crochet, like woven shoes. But there was one interesting thing you mentioned the last time we were talking was weighted blankets.
Yes.
This is something that I've not heard of. I actually did not know before you mentioned it. Is there something that you can tell more about it? Because I remember you telling, but it would be better from your perspective.
Okay, so weighted blanket is something that's really, something I love because it is a very different product from normal. So you know how it started was, this is this friend of mine whose son was going through a lot of anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and anxiety today is, something we wear like a second skin,
Mm-hmm.
stress and anxiety. So what happened was, we were thinking of doing something for him, and then we realized that a weighted blanket was something that solved his problem. So when we are little babies, when we are in mama's womb, so there's a lot of pressure of water on our skins. But when we come out,
Hmm.
it's just air. It's like, or everybody would have been in a swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
So they know the difference between water, the
Water.
pressure of water on the skin, and when they come out from the pool, it's a difference.
Yes.
So when a child comes out, if you remember, we swaddle the child for the first
Yeah,
40
yeah.
days to give it that same secure, safe feeling of being in the womb. I mean, this is across the world. Everybody does it. All
Mm.
all civilizations, all people, no matter what the skin is, we swaddle our children
Mm.
to give them that feeling of security, which is the most important thing in the child, for the
Oh.
child. So what happens is, when we grow up, all of a sudden, we're fighting our college, our school environment, we're fighting our college environment, we're fighting our work environment.
Mm.
So all of a sudden, that security, that sense, no matter if you're living in you're a single person living, or couple, or it's living with a family, all of a sudden a lot of stress is thrown on you from every side, and a lot of us don't want to acknowledge it, but a
Mhm.
lot of us understand that it is damaging us. So what a blanket does, a weighted blanket does, is it's made for one person. Only one person can use it. So we take about 7 to 5% of your weight,
Mhm.
and we take two sheets of cloth, and we cut it into proper squares, and each square has a weight in it, and it's evenly distributed, in the entire blanket. So when you use the blanket and you need a cover with it, so when you use the blanket, you wrap it, you feel that same feel. Basically, what happens is it puts a certain amount of pressure on your
Mhm.
skin, and that releases something called the happy hormones in our
Mm.
body, and it makes you feel warm and hugged, because nobody can keep hugging you the
It's like a
whole time,
comfort hug. Yeah.
and even if you're sleeping, and even if you're married or not married, you can't have somebody hugging you all the time. It's not
Yeah, it's
humanly
practical
possible.
all the time.
Yeah, and even at night when you're sleeping. So what this does is it basically puts a little bit of that weight on you, and you feel comforted.
Hmm.
And it's been seen that a lot of people, I mean, I know people who've used my blanket and who've told me that we sleep so much better.
Mm.
When we get up, we are so much more relaxed.
Mm.
So there's a lot of studies going on it. I mean, you can Google it. There's a lot of stuff on it on the
Yeah.
net, and of course, there's a lot of weighted blankets available. But what happens is either you buy a generic weight blanket, okay, they have this 4.5 kgs, 5.5 kgs, 6.5 kgs. But to me, and what they've talked about in the what I have researched, I've done is it has to have a certain percentage of your weight only. Now, if you're 86 kgs,
Hmm.
now you're not going to get 8.6 kgs or 4.3 kgs in the
Exact, you won't
market,
get exact. Yeah.
So a person like me will make a blanket for you, including the cover will be 4.3 kgs.
So it's like personalized to the person, like in
To the T,
to the T.
100 grams here and there is what I ask for,
Hmm.
because the times you just can't do anything about
And
it.
is there
So
something about the number 75%? Is that because thank you. Yeah,
7.5%.
7.5%. I mean, it was very eye-opening for me because when you talked about weighted blankets, I thought, oh, it's just another thing I don't know about. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. But when you talked about the logic, like when the kid is in the womb, they're also surrounded. That now makes more sense. Like why a weighted blanket
Yeah.
suddenly now? This is the first time I'm realizing. Okay, so that does make sense, and that also brings me to the point, like the 75%. Is it also because like the weight of the womb, like the fluid in the womb, is
No, no,
something
no,
like
no.
that?
So what happens is if you have a certain weight,
Hmm.
you don't need too much, also you don't need too little also, because it
Hmm.
has to be effective.
Hmm.
So what the researchers have found out is that a normal person needs from 5% of their weight to about 7.5%.
Okay.
If a person has acute anxiety issues, which some people do have,
Hmm.
then they need 10%. But that is medically recommended, and I
Okay.
make those also.
Hmm.
Like I sent it, I sent it out of Bangalore. This girl, young college girl, just couldn't sleep. The
Hmm.
anxiety issue was so high. It was not that she was studying to be a doctor or anything, but going and the stress of the college and
College
everything was, and
life and
she just couldn't sleep for days together.
hmm.
And they tried to give her medication, but the parents were not very keen on giving medication, because a college kid is a young child.
Hmm.
You don't want to put them on medication, and they were looking, and then she asked me that, can you make one?
Hmm.
And I asked her. Initially, it took her 3 months to get adjusted, very frankly, though they are pure cotton, but it is a weight.
It's a weight. Yeah.
Yeah, it took her 3 months to get adjusted, and now she's sleeping better. I would say about 50% better, not 100%, is
Hmm.
what her mother told me a few weeks back. 50% better, but I think that is even better than not having sleep
Anything.
at all,
Hmm.
and more important, they're not medicating her. So that's an extreme case. I'm
Extreme.
not making
Yeah.
for them normally.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't get too many of these extreme cases, but what I do get is a lot of office people.
Yeah.
I made quite a few of them, because I ask for a week to 10 days, because it's very labor intensive.
Hmm.
And
Is
they are
there?
telling me that, yeah, we sleep better,
Yeah.
we get up more refreshed. So I
Hmm.
guess it works.
And is like you mentioned, like 10% would be for acute, or is it for more serious, like the
No, acute people.
so acute? And for more serious people, is it lighter, like
No,
5%?
for more serious, I've not made. I mean, to
Okay.
me, acute is serious enough.
Okay.
You don't make it more than 10%. But
Okay.
normal is 5% of the weight or 7.5% of the weight.
For the general
Yeah, for the
purpose.
general people.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was really interesting because I never heard of the concept behind it. I've never
Yeah,
heard.
I just started with a very, very dear friend's son
Hmm.
having issues, and then she said, "Raka, we have to do something about it." And he's like, I've seen him grow since he was like a
Hmm.
tiny tot.
Mm.
and you start loving children of your friends. So that's how it started.
Oh, that's really nice. I also remember you mentioning you were talking about crochet. Is this something another passion project of yours, or?
Yeah, crochet is a very passion. I'm very passionate about it because I learned it in school.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't enjoy it too much at that time, very
Mm-hmm.
honestly. But my mom loved crocheting products of crochet, and she just couldn't get the hang of it.
Mm-hmm.
So one of those happy birthday mother kind of things, for my mom, I made her a shawl. It took me about 3-4 months. I had to hide it and make it on the sly. I would make it in the school. I would make it to the school on the way back.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to give it to her as a surprise, and she loved it. And I started with that. I made them lots for my grandmother, my aunts, and I really did a lot of that. And then I kind of it petered out,
Mm-hmm.
and then I realized slowly when I mean, I was out of the country for some time. Then when I came back, I realized that this is something a lot of people can use, especially in winter months here.
Mm-hmm.
And I restarted it, and I started teaching some children with acute financial issues. In a school where children from financially challenged background are there. Because this is a skill I've always wanted to give somebody, and I know it's a skill where you can make money out of it. They can
Mm-hmm.
earn a living, maybe not too much, but at least they can. At school level, they don't have too much time, but they can earn their pocket money, put a little extra out for their parents, or buy something aspirational for themselves. And then I now really enjoy doing a lot of it. I
Mm-hmm.
get inspiration from the kids. I make it myself also.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I started making shoes, because my son would feel cold at night.
In night,
So
yeah.
I started making shoes for my aunts and everybody in
Mm.
Delhi. A lot of them went. Bangalore, I got a lot of success because when rainy season here
Rainy
is
season,
cold.
cold. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the ground is cold. So a lot of people are picking up shoes. Then they're picking up scarves, caps, so things like
So
that.
you make scarves, caps, shoes,
Shawls.
shawl,
Yeah.
crocheted shawls,
Yeah,
crocheted.
crochet shawls also.
Oh, okay.
I don't have anything to show you.
Yeah. Is there something favorite? Your favorite?
Yeah, this,
Yeah.
this kind of a cap is my favorite.
Oh, okay.
It's really big,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets a star shape here, and it's like a slouchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is something that goes a lot. Like it's a little tight over here, so it comes out like this. With somebody's head in it.
It's
So it's
like
like that.
yeah, it makes you
Yeah,
look like like a nomad. Like a nomad.
yeah, and the scarves to go with it.
Mm, it
So
gives that Arabian night feeling.
yes.
Arabian Nights.
So these have been going. A lot of kids have been going to Europe and America and Canada to study from here. Even
Mm-hmm.
Australia, they picked up. Now they're all going to be going again.
Mm-hmm.
September their courses start. So though they don't take too much winter wear from here,
Mm-hmm.
but this is something they like to take.
Mm-hmm.
So in fact, I'm making quite a few. Somebody's asked me.
Uh, and these
So
are season, like are the products dependent on the season? Like, are there more products sold during the winter or cold
yeah,
seasons?
yeah, definitely they are sold far more in winters.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is you can't just make them overnight. It
Mm-hmm.
takes time.
Yeah.
So I take orders in summers
Mm-hmm.
and for winters also. But these kids are all going to go in September. So I've already told them that if you want, like somebody wants to give a few away. So I told them you tell me now, so that
Mm.
it takes not only me, the kids also time to make.
Mm.
So it's like that, and I enjoy doing it very
I
much.
mean, it's visible on your face.
Yeah,
Every
I
time you
love
talk
doing
about it, it's like, oh,
it.
suddenly you're lit up, and then it's like, okay,
Yeah,
I just want to let you ride on the high.
yeah. And
And
then one thing I really loved making was a baby bag.
Mhm.
This friend's friend was having a grandson in Bangalore.
Mhm.
So they asked for the small baby bag, and then they put the little one inside it and they were carrying it. It was so
So,
cute.
oh, that I haven't seen before.
Yeah,
I
even
just,
I hadn't made it, but she said, you check, I
Mhm.
want something like this for my friend's son,
Mm.
grandson. So I said, okay. I mean, they found out it was going to be a son.
Mm.
So I said, no problem. They selected the color. So
Yeah.
it was fun.
And talking about your customers, like we have gone through the products, the sourcing, the manufacturing, the bootstrapping, and at the end point, like when the customers receive, what is your hope, or like what is your mindset in the emotion that you're trying to evoke from them? Like what is their feeling that you're trying to? or get out of them?
See, I'm trying to evoke two basic feelings. People who use my towels. Okay, let me start with the older people,
Mm-hmm.
especially women. None of us buy things that we consider luxury for ourselves. A lot of us buy it for our children, our husbands, our in-laws, our parents, our
Mm.
close friends, everybody. But it's very rare that we treat ourselves to something we enjoy. So what I want my people to do is, in India we have this mentality. Okay, we'll keep it for the guest.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't keep it for the guest.
Mm-hmm.
Use it.
Use it.
Use it. Enjoy it. Pamper yourself. I
Mm-hmm.
want a woman using my towels to enjoy using that
Mm.
towel. And no, it's only for her. Like I customize them. I want it
For
to
them.
be for her. Period.
Period.
No guest. Nobody.
Yeah.
For men also, I want the same. I want them to enjoy using it
Mm-hmm.
because they're out the whole day. I mean, how many things do you really enjoy?
Mm-hmm.
At least if you're going for a swim, it's my towel. It can be shown like, okay, this is mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that,
Yes.
and I want them to do that. And with my kid towels, I definitely want them to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to eat that little tail and
Tail.
enjoy.
You can't do it to a real pet.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
eat a pet's tail, definitely.
That would really be. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say anything on that.
Yeah.
But I want them to use the towels. I want the kid to say, okay, I want my bunny towel, I want
Mm-hmm.
my dog towel, or I want my deer towel, or I
Mm-hmm.
want my tortoise towel. I want that towel only today.
Mm.
I want them to use it. I want you to take out your kid from the bath and wrap the kid around and then pick up the kid and take. I think kids need to make a lot of beautiful memories, and more important, the parents need to make beautiful memories with
Mm-hmm.
the kids because the kids are going to grow up before you know.
Mm.
Then with my hand towels, or I want people to use them, like my crochet stuff. I want people to use them when they go out. I
Mm.
want them to use them. Send me photographs that okay, we used it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring color in people's life.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody is using a red color or a maroon color or a
Favorite
deep pink
color.
or a navy blue color cap or a scarf, I want them to feel okay.
It's.
Like that's why one reason I don't use black.
Mm-hmm.
I avoid making white and I avoid using black because I want people's lives to be full of color.
Colorful. Yeah.
Even it's a little jazzy. What the heck, yeah? Live it.
Live it.
Yeah,
Live it up.
live it up.
Yeah.
So to me, color is very important.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what I want the children to do. Like, and if somebody is using a weighted blanket, I really want them to have a peaceful sleep because I know sleep is the most important thing. Food is not that important.
Yeah.
I feel after water, reasonably good amount of food and good sleep is what makes you healthy.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that's going to not let you have heart issues or diabetes or any ailment? If you are sleeping well, a lot of ailments will stay away.
Mm.
So anybody, and today I see a lot of people all around us, and people do have enormous stress. I remember when we were in college, or we used to go for bike trips, and
Mm-hmm.
we would go here and there, and life was full of fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
really enjoyed our life. Even my first job was like, okay, I had to be serious, but it was fun.
Mm.
It wasn't the way it is today, dog eat dog kind of a world. It was a very good, fun world.
Yeah, it was like less connected digitally, but still connected
Oh,
socially.
we were very socially connected.
Mm.
As a group, we would go out, have picnics, have fun. Remember I was working for CII in Bombay,
Mm-hmm.
and we would have this lunches together, and everybody needed to rush home, Bombay
Mm-hmm.
after
Rush.
office. But we would still find time. Ki, "Acha, chalo, jaake, there's a bakery there
Yeah.
in Wali, and we would go, "Acha, let's go and have a cake together, and then from there take our buses home." It was
Yeah.
so funny, like normally everybody just want to go home, but life was fun.
Mm.
We were in lunch hour, we would sit together, gossip, laugh, joke around, just enjoy ourselves. I don't see that happening in so many offices today. There's so much of
Mm.
stress. People come home. I like my own son and kids of my friends and all. I see a lot of stress everywhere.
Mm.
So I feel if this can help, why not?
Mm.
So it's
This
like that.
towel.
And I
Yeah.
myself use it sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's the best testament
Yeah. I
to the
use
quality. Yeah.
I have one here,
Mm-hmm.
and I use it regularly whenever I'm feeling.
Is that your favorite towel or?
Yeah, I do have a favorite towel also.
Mm-hmm.
I love purple color, as you would have seen earlier
Yes.
also.
Yeah.
So I love flowers, and this is my favorite flower.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a hand towel with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like people using my towel. I mean,
Mm.
in the family, I
In
don't
the
like
family.
anybody using my towel. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, yeah.
They all have their own sets,
Uh-huh.
and they can jolly well use it.
So individual towels don't mess with.
Yeah, no, I've given all of them two sets.
Okay, so
So
they
use one, wash one,
wash one.
but don't use mine.
Yeah.
It works.
Boundaries.
Yeah, certain boundaries are very necessary.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's like that. So that is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was great catching up with you, talking to you. I learned a lot, especially with the weight blankets. That was my most interesting. And is there some place that customers can buy from you, or do you have a social tag that they can get in
Right
touch?
now, I am got an Insta page,
Mm-hmm.
and soon enough we'll have a page on the Facebook also,
Mm-hmm.
so they can come there later on. I
Your
mean,
and
maybe
your handle will link the handle in the description, and
yeah,
it's at Arzohi.
yeah, at Arzohi.
Okay, Arzohi,
A,
Arzo dot yeah,
that is Arzo dot in no,
hi, I think it was
yeah, yeah,
Arzo dot hi.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a friend of my son's had made it for me.
Oh.
I'm not that tech savvy,
Ah.
so that is the thing. I'm learning.
I mean, it's all starts somewhere. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, even without the Instagram page, you had already built, I think, what
Yeah,
you
yeah,
built.
I have a good clientele. Touch wood, people are very kind.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of repeat orders,
Mm-hmm.
and I get a lot of referenced orders also.
Hmm.
So it
Like
keeps me busy.
referrals and
Yeah,
word
I
of
get a
mouth.
lot of referrals.
Most of it is word of mouth.
Yeah, yeah, especially for the birthday parties for kids, I get a lot of orders. I get them machine made also. Some motive
Mm-hmm.
with the kids wanted with the names, personalized names of each child,
Mm-hmm.
or I make animal towels, and have names at
Names
the
with them.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So it's like that. So I do get a lot of. Then I also go to preschool
Mm-hmm.
Montessori's. There also a lot of people pick up.
Mm.
So
Yep, thank you. And do you have any message for upcoming small business entrepreneurs who are trying to start something new? Maybe they're inspired. I mean, at this age, also you're very lively. Is there some message that you would like to pass on, like to upcoming business entrepreneurs, like young, old, middle age, doesn't matter
it
what
doesn't
age?
matter.
Yeah.
So basically, I think I have two, 3 points. A, do what you are very passionate about.
Mm.
B, don't give up no matter what pressure. Make your family understand this is important for your happiness. Period.
Mm.
Also, there'll be some days, some months which will be very, very fruitful. You'll get lots of orders, but there will be lean time also. Don't give up in the lean time. Lean time is the point where you make your stock and keep it ready.
Mm.
Because when there's a storm brewing, you sit at home, you gather everybody around the fire, and you just
Wait it
get
out.
strong.
Get
And then
strong.
later on, when the storm is over, you go
Work.
out and you work.
Mm.
So lean periods are like that. You just keep making your stock. Don't think everything will go. If you've started, if God has given you the blessing of starting a business, believe me, if you're at it, it'll become a success.
Mm.
That's my personal opinion.
Yep. All right. Thank you for sharing that. It was
Pleasure.
really,
Thank you very much for inviting me.
of course, it
It's
was
been
lovely
a
having you. And on this note, we'd like to say thank you for all the viewers to be with us. And we shall catch you again in the next one. Peace.